Yes, my dudes. I'm Alex, and thanks for checking out another video. Today, we're going to be looking at a GoGo Penguin banger called Hopopono. The drums on this track are absolutely sick, man. We got Rob Turner on drums, who's so sick and super tasteful, man, and I tapped out the tune at about 103 BPM. So let's have a quick listen, and then we'll see if we can break it down. Killer drums, mate, and it's super fun when you get this one down. So to get things going, we're just going to focus on a 1-bar groove, and for now, to keep it really nice and simple, we're just going to call that the main groove. And then later on in the lesson, we'll look at some different variations that Rob Turner plays throughout the track, with an end goal of being able to improvise with the concepts that we learned today. So in our main groove, there's a really unique sticking, and in my opinion, if we can get this down first, it's going to make our lives a whole lot easier when we add in our bass drum and start to talk about textures. So let's split our bar into 2 halves, and for now, we're just going to focus on what our hands play in the first half of the bar. So we're going to keep our right hand up on the hat and our left hand down on the snare drum. And on beat 1 of the bar, you're just going to play the sticking right, left, right, counted 1 E and. In beat 2 of the bar, you're just going to play 4/16 notes in a single stroke roll led by your left hand. Left, right, left, right. So the sticking for the first half of the bar will be right, left, right, left, right, left, right. You're going to play an accent on beat 2 of the bar and a ghost note on the E of beat 1 and the and of beat 2. So if you're feeling good with the first half, let's move straight on to the second. So beat 3 of the bar is going to start off with 4/16 notes with a left, right, right, left sticking. You might recognise this sticking if you've ever worked on inverted paradiddles. Right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. And then beat 4 of the bar, you've got 2/16 notes and an 8th note, 4 E and the sticking there is right, left together. So when you put beats 3 and 4 together, our sticking is left, right, right, left together. You're going to play an accent on the snare drum on the of beat 3. And then we can ghost note all of the other left hands. So all together, our sticking for the whole bar is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left together. And it's going to be counted 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. Jump onto your kit and let's see if we can play it together. I'll play it for you twice at half speed and 4 times at full speed. Next up, we're going to stick our bass drum in there on beat 1, 1 and, the of beat 2 and the E of beat 3. Now this is quite tricky because those last 2 bass drums are played on the 16th note off beats as part of that left hand lead single stroke roll. So again, let's play it at half speed and then at full speed. And the final step for our main groove is really going to take it up a gear. So if you have a look on your notation, what you'll see is that there's a little Z on the stem of the and of beat 1 and the and of beat 4. So what this means is that we're going to play a buzz stroke. So on the and of beat 1, you're going to play a buzz stroke up on the hi-hat with your right stick. This is going to create a really unique and interesting texture, and it sounds super sick. On 4 and of the bar, you're going to play that buzz stroke with your left hand on the snare. Now that's going to give you a more classic sound, but when you have them both in the same bar together, It creates a really cool sounding groove with a range of textures. It sounds wicked, but it definitely makes the groove quite a lot harder to play, so take your time when you're pushing up your tempo. Half speed, full speed, you know the deal, mate. Such a sick sounding beat, man. And that's our main groove done, but more than anything, it's a starting point for us to jump off from. So let's look at some variations. The first variation we're going to look at comes up loads within the track, and if you can play the main groove, you should have no problems with this one. All we're going to do is replace beat 4 of the bar with 4 16th notes, 4 E and the sticking is going to be right, left, together, left. Hat, snare, together, snare. I've written the last 3 notes as ghost notes, which works really nicely in the groove. But to be honest, the dynamics in this track are a lot more fluid than that, so you can experiment and see what you like the sound of. Another common variation is to open the hi-hat on the of beat 2 and or the and of beat 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a 2-bar phrase. In the first bar, I'm going to play our main groove. In the second bar, I'm going to play the snare variation that we just learned. So the first time around, I'm going to play no open hi-hats at all. Second time around, I'm going to open the hi-hat on the of beat 2. Third time around, I'm going to open the hi-hat on the and of beat 4. And the fourth time around, I'll open the hi-hat both on the of beat 2 and the and of beat 4. I hope you're still with me. If not, it'll make a lot more sense as soon as we play it. Let's give it a go, my dudes. Starting to sound a bit more like it, right? So the next variation we're going to look at is really nice and simple, but it sounds sick. And it tends to be a nice way of finishing off an 8-bar cycle. So all we're going to do is replace the last 4 notes of the bar with 4 16th notes, where we're going to keep our hands in the same position and play a double stroke roll. Right, right, left, left. Hat, hat, snare, snare. And you're going to open your hi-hat on the second right hand of your double stroke and then ghost note the left. Now this variation would work really nicely with any of the grooves that we looked at so far today. But for now, let's play it like our main groove and we'll open the hi-hat on the of beat 2. So if you grab the notation by following the link below, you'll see that I've written out the first 8 bars from when the drums properly kick in. On beat 1 of the first bar, we're just going to play 2 8th note open hi-hats and double them up with our bass drum. From there onwards, it's just a combination of all the grooves that we've looked at so far. So let's see if we can piece the first 8 bars together. Jump onto your kit and see if you can play along. Sick. If you can play that, then you're a beast, mate. But just before we finish up, I thought it could be a good idea to quickly touch upon a few different variations that come up a little bit later in the track. First up, on beat 1 of the bar, we're going to get rid of the buzz stroke on the and add in an extra hi-hat on the That's going to give you the sticking right, left, right, right. 1 E and Again, this variation would work nicely with any of the grooves we've looked at so far, but for now, let's apply it to our main groove. Next, I would strongly advise when you're feeling confident with the groove, start to improvise with it, man. Later on in the track, Rob Turner moves up to the ride cymbal, and just that little change in texture is enough to really lift the song. So let's give it a go. Explore different textures, explore different sounds. There's no right or wrong here, just see what you like the sound of. And finally, one last thing before we finish up, at 1 minute and 55 seconds in the track, there's a cheeky little bar of 7/8. So if you look at your main groove, in a bar of 4/4, you've got 8 eighth notes. In a bar of 7/8, you've got 7 eighth notes. So all we need to do is get rid of that last eighth note and move straight into the next bar. And just like before, this would work with any of the grooves that we've previously looked at. But for now, we'll just keep it with the main groove so it's really clear to hear. So I'm gonna loop it round in 7/8. But be aware that in the tune, it only happens for a one-off bar and then we're straight back into 4/4. Let's give it a listen. Nice work, my dudes. So that one is just one bar in a whole track. But I thought it was worth quickly going over so it doesn't trip anybody up. I think this one's going to be a long one when it comes to editing, man. So if you're still with me, then you're an absolute legend. And if you do go and upload a video of any of the grooves, I would love to see them. You can tag me up on Instagram at @DrumHubTuition. And remember, drum lesson giveaway at 5k subscribers, mate. So if you're digging the videos, hit the button to join the Wednesday crew, man. And feel free to leave a track recommendation for the Drum Hub Jukebox playlist down in the comments below. I'll see you next week.